What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We're going to do a full roundup of everything that has happened this week, mainly the FPS Day X event. That's where the majority of the news has come from. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So it all started off earlier this week. It's only a few days ago now, actually, because the event really happened over the weekend, where we got Daria, Yannick, and Ral here basically advertising that they were in Japan. And I just love this pause at the end, by the way. I think I noticed this in one of my other videos. Notice he's got an agent watch on here. So yeah, huge shout out for that, which is absolutely brilliant. But yes, we can go into this. We can show the translation and stuff and things like that. But then all of the information started pouring out from all of the people that were attending the event, and it was not short of excitement. I think this was one of the first posts to go viral, and a big shout out to this creator as well, Dorman, who sent me a lot of information. Huge shout out to them, so thank you very much for all the information that you sent over. Very kind of you. But we saw this picture here, and it was the definitive edition for Tom Clancy's The Division 1. Now, there was another tweet that was flying around, but I've chosen not to include that this time. I've also removed it from my timeline because I actually don't think that it was official or any kind of relevant information. I think it was guesswork or mistranslation or something like that. But as of right now, we have no official information on what the definitive edition will be. I am hoping for some kind of next-gen visual update, whether that will be consoles and PC or maybe just PC. I don't know. It would be a shame if it was just PC. It would be great if all of the current gen consoles could get involved with this. If it's going to contain DLC or extra content, I don't know. I find that unlikely. A visual upgrade would probably be the easiest for them to do, but yeah, for now we don't know, so let's move on. People who got to attend the event, this was kind of the next thing out. We got the translation for the new Realism mode that we know about. That is coming. This food looks good, but there's also pictures of the hoodies, t-shirts, caps, and things like that, and what the actual PlayStation actually looks like, where you could play the game. This person came away with a lot of swag. They came away with absolutely everything. So that is really cool. But one thing that I wanted to kind of just show you here and kind of promote this X account a little bit is they made this little 1-minute video of their kind of experience of going to the event. I thought it was pretty cool for people, you know, obviously like me, who could not attend. The building looks very smart. Cocoon Tower. And that was probably the entrance. Really nice view. Obviously it was in Maine a Rainbow Six event, but then this was, I want to pause it here because you can see, you know, the kind of setup where people could play. Division 1 being advertised yet again, which is pretty crazy. Swag. Man, what I would do to get my hands on one of them hoodies. Love Tommy. There he is. I've got one of them.
Hello to all Japanese fans.
Hello, and thank you for being fans of the Division. We love you. Thank you.
Nice little message there at the end that they filmed as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, by all means, check this creator out, and I will link his X account so you can check it out yourself, and any of the other stuff that he's posted down below in the comments. Next up out of the event, and I'll also link this down below as well, was the announcement of Realism mode. And lucky for this Japanese creator, who's also getting his own content collab in the game. I hope it's worldwide. I hope it's not just Japanese players only. I guess it will hopefully be worldwide. But he actually had a video that was already done. He'd already got to play the new game mode, and basically this is a full run of everything that he was allowed to play. He does mention that this content's going to be released on the 12th of March, Although in later interviews and things like that with Yannick and the team, he mentions March and no actual date. So that's a little bit interesting. But what we'll do is we'll just forward this video on just a little bit and we'll make it full screen. And what you'll notice is, if you've been living under a rock as far as Division content goes over the last few days, is essentially one bullet to a head, depending on the caliber, will pretty much kill the enemy. Body shots take a few more. Again, it's caliber related. But yeah, it looks really, really interesting. It kind of strips away all of the RPG mechanics. Now, I know that's not going to be for everybody. Division is a looter shooter. It's an RPG. But I just think it will be, pretty nice just to kind of get a different feel for the game in an area that we don't really go back to. Let's face it, when was the last time we actually ran Warlords of New York, now that watch muling is now over and a thing of the past? So it looked like you got a type of LVOAC, as per the gun that you got, and the sniper rifle. Apparently they might change as you progress through the Warlords of New York expansion. The only skills that were available were the turret and the pulse, but everything's kind of limited. No ammo boxes or anything like that. You've got to collect ammo. Everything's kind of sparse. So yeah, pretty interesting. You've got to be careful, but yeah, it looks interesting, and I'm definitely excited to see it. This is going to be available during the entirety of the anniversary mini season that we're getting in March. So this season is going to stop. We're going to get the anniversary mini season. I'm not sure if it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks. They just mentioned March, so to me that would kind of, if it's going to come out on the 12th, you would kind of expect that's probably going to be 3 weeks, maybe 4, and then the seasons will resume straight away after that, which maybe is that then year 8 season 1. We'll have to wait for the official announcement. But one quick heads up before we move on from this story is you have to own the Warlords of New York expansion to be able to play this content. So if you don't own Warlords of New York, this part of the anniversary event will be unavailable to you. Everything else will be available. There's going to be even more surprises than what they have announced. They said there's going to be a lot of other things that is coming, that it's essentially going to be an absolute packed month when it comes to anniversary celebrations. But yeah, just a quick heads up there that you must own the Warlords of New York expansion. And just so you can see there at the bottom, you can see underneath the skills, there is a stamina bar. You are limited to how much stamina that you are able to use as well, which I found quite interesting. You kind of got to go into cover and let it come back. Well, not necessarily in cover, I guess just stop trying to run. One thing that I did want to point out though is if you notice when he switches weapons, it does look like the pistol still has unlimited ammo. So even though it's limited ammo for the sniper and for the assault rifle, it doesn't look like we'll ever run out of ammo when it comes to the pistol. So if you're a pistol pro, yeah, you're going to be really good at this mode. And again, I will link this down below for you to check out. Alright, so next up we have got the actual panel. Now I'm not going to play this, I've actually removed my video. I had a video up of the entire panel. Ubisoft Japan for some reason have copyright striked the channels that had it up, so I removed it because they've obviously got issue with it being publicized on YouTube in this way. I don't know why. Permission was sought from the person I got the video from, and was agreed by the event, and I think I'm not sure who else, but I know other people agreed that they were able to record it. So I thought better be safe, let's take it down. So we'll do this kind of video format instead. But here is the panel. You can see Yannick, Raul and Daria. The second time we are seeing Raul, he was around during the Halloween event live stream, and he told us that he owns a 13% PFE, so proof that developers do play the Division. But yeah, joking aside, he seemed like a very cool person, along with the rest of the team who are all pretty awesome. So let's move on and we'll get the kind of taglines from this event. So very briefly, they talked about the 10-year anniversary. 10 years of Division 1, 7 years of the Division 2, and how they plan to celebrate that. They skipped back a few weeks and kind of mentioned that these celebrations have already started, Part of it was PlayStation 5 getting its 60 FPS update for the Division 1. They then started to talk about Realism mode that we just talked about briefly as well, and that it's exclusive to the Warlords of New York expansion, available throughout March. Some of the more finer details is that it's a standalone experience. You'll get a brand new character slot provided so that you're able to play it, and there's no XP or level gains. They didn't mention what the rewards will be, but I'm sure there will be some. As we saw with the gameplay footage, it's a limited HUD experience, no map, no minimap or anything like that. And then obviously they talked about the reduced TTK, you know, depending on the caliber of the bullet, you can likely headshot enemies. Then they talked about the FPS Day X weapon skin, which this code has seemingly leaked online. I'll drop it down below in the comments as well, so you can claim and redeem this skin for your own account. And then we got this section of information, starting with there being an anniversary pass. Now, I'm not quite sure if the anniversary pass is going to be a free and a paid one or not. We're yet to find out finer details of that. They did mention that there's going to be events, so that will play certain things differently, and there's like an English promo which we'll go over in just a minute, but it does talk about kind of reliving the Division 1 global event experience. But the picture in there as well is showing the raids, so definitely very interested to see if that's going to be a different reason to go back into the raids. Then they talked about presents, which essentially is just a bunch of free stuff in the game that's coming. No real details, but they did say they're going to have a collab event with the Division Resurgence as well, which is interesting because we know we don't have a release date for that game yet, but there is going to be a crossover, so I'm guessing that this game might come out at the Division 1's anniversary. That could be a realistic release date. We know it's this financial year that we're seeing that game. So it's based on that Division 1 map as well. So that might be kind of a little bit of a nice push for Resurgence that it releases on the 10-year anniversary. But I guess we'll find out over the next few weeks. Otherwise, I'm really unsure how that cross promo would work. Next, we'll skip to the Division trailer that we got on the official Japanese Ubisoft channel, because that contains the rest and more information that was shared at that panel. So it does start off with a bit of a thank you to all Division agents, which is really nice to hear, for supporting the game over the last 10 years. And then Daria moves on to talking about the PlayStation 60 FPS patch that we've already talked about. For this next bit, I'm going to let Daria explain it, because it's pretty hard to kind of explain when they talk about the Division 1 reimagining of the global event. So I'll let you take from it what you want.
This March, we're also inviting all players to join us for an unforgettable season of rewards and surprises, bringing the spirit of the original global events from the Division to the Division 2, along with XP multipliers. The 10th anniversary season has something for everyone, including named and exotic items, along with an exclusive Tom Clancy titles collaboration. Unlock iconic outfits through the Anniversary Pass as the Clancy universe comes together to celebrate the Division. Gear up for the ultimate crossover event where worlds collide, and step into the shoes of legendary heroes from across the Clancy games: Splinter Cell, Siege X, and Ghost Recon.
There's a lot to that, so I'm going to stop Daria just there. But when Daria was talking about the Division 1 reimagining of the GEs, so whether that's actually we're going to get the GEs in the game over the course of the anniversary season. Is it going to be like the Deadeye one that we just had, where you get extra headshot damage and weapon damage and things like that? You know, is it going to be something like that that's going to kind of rotate throughout the 3 or 4 week season? I do not know, but I expect we'll get much more information, hopefully very soon, because yeah, March is what, a month and a half away, not very far away at all. And then Daria went on to talk about the Worlds Collide collab, where we're going to essentially get outfits from Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell, which is pretty good, and it looks like Ghost Recon is joining us as well. Daria did mention that we would be getting exotics and named items as well. Will these be Division 1 inspired or not, I do not know, but it does leave me a little bit excited that maybe the house would be a very, very popular one. The Barrett's bulletproof chest would be a very, very popular one. Let me know though what your favorites from Division 1 are and which you would like to see return. And then on the panel it was Yannick, but here on this video it's Ral. He said year 8 is going to come straight after the anniversary season, so it does look like at the beginning of April, end of March, we're going to step straight into year 8, not a year 7 season 4. But there was no details of what that will involve just yet. That's going to come during March. So it's a bit of a step back. Let's enjoy the anniversary season and we'll get more details moving forward a little bit later on. Just to mention a few other very quick things. This was the content creator collab. We're not sure what kind of items we are going to get yet. The artwork is very, very cool, though. I'm not sure if that's an Ubisoft artwork or if it's the creator's artwork. I think it might be the creator's artwork. But yeah, very, very cool. So I'll be interested to see if we get something along the lines of that in the game for us to collect. And then I can't do a wrap-up video without playing this clip from Julian from the New Game Plus showcase.
So the Division 3 is in production, right? This is not a secret. It's been announced. It's shaping up to be a monster. And I can't really say anything more than that. But
he doesn't really say much more than that. But he talks about that they're crafting an unbelievable experience within the massive walls and that it was going to have a huge impact, hopefully as much as Division 1 did. But that is going to be it for your speedy Japanese FPS Day X and all the information surrounding it. Video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Big shout out to all of the YouTube members. Your names will pop up just after I finish speaking, so big shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for going that little bit of an extra mile supporting the channel. And as always, agents, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.